when you're born in a village and in a culture, in a tribe, you know the values of your tribe. You know, you are taught those values. You don't, we don't expect you to just guess what they are. Because also at some point you have to choose. That is also the reason why we have rites of passage. Eventually you have to choose these as your values, because it's one thing that they're handed down to you from generation and generation, but it's another thing when you decide that, yes, I accept this one. In order to be a full member of the society of this community, if this village, you have to make that choice consciously.
My experience, rich. I feel like rich and nourishing and big.
My experience, oh, just so beautiful to be in a sea of color, to see the shades of blackness and the beauty and the souls underneath the skin.
I mean, I knew I was gonna cry a lot, so I wasn't surprised by that. I cried the whole first day. Whole first day I was like, I'm not gonna cry the whole time. Made it through the second day, didn't cry too much, but the first day, total write-off.
I felt like the space actually allowed for my body to explore ease and possibilities of ease and what that's like for more than maybe just like 1 or 2 minutes. So that was the main thing for me.
Oh, wow. I felt cradled in this space. I was back in the womb in this space. Yesterday when we were, which it wasn't even part of the programming, but yesterday sitting with Auntie and Grandpa and like hearing stories, I love like intergenerational conversations, and so hearing those stories from elders was like, just felt so enriching and felt like something that even though I have access to it, like I don't have enough access to, and so it was really like, it just felt deep. There was so much like laughter and like joy in that, and that for me was really fantastic.
Just having the drums and having such connection to dance moves. I love to dance, but dance moves that were specifically, this is the move that gives thanks to the earth. This is the move that remembers our mortality. This is the move that brings us strength and power. And it was through the dancing that I totally felt the ancestral connection. And to have that in a workshop was just wild.
I mean, all of this, is a really tangible food justice piece that we got to learn by experiencing here. Not only did I have the privilege of eating delicious home-cooked vegan food at every meal, but I also got to experience the bounty of what it is to grow your own food and to see how much food can be grown on a modest parcel of land. And so I think one of the biggest things that I'm going to take home is my future of food justice.
In the last, let's say, 48 hours, the level of calm in my body has become so full, and yeah, my heart is full.
We were invited to, at one point, just like dance as hard as we wanted, get out anything we wanted to release, and then lie down on the ground. And I found that was so profound, to look up at the blue sky and the trees around here and just feel so connected to everything that's come before us, and that it's right here with us, and that strength.
I did a wonderful thing and leaned into love and didn't have expectations for this, because I usually have all these expectations around what I want my personal growth to look like. This experience is one I've never had before. I've never felt so held or cared by community or by people with the intention of helping us heal. So this retreat was far above any expectations that I could have had, if I had said any.
I was not anticipating to have this much joy, but also this much crying. I already cry a lot, and so I was like, oh, my tear ducts must be empty. But they weren't, and my heart is just so filled to find people who not only are, you know, ready for change, ready to grow, but also who are absolutely authentically themselves every step of the moment. So that was the best part for me.
It was really clarifying for me, which was really lovely. I didn't expect to get so much clarity for myself and for my needs and for my spirit out of it, and I really did, and that felt really, really good.
Yeah, it's better than I could have imagined. All of my dreams of how amazing it was going to be far surpassed that. I was having a conversation earlier where we were talking about the being engaged socially and how this has not been draining or tiring in any which way. It's actually been so incredibly fulfilling to have these conversations, to even have the difficult conversations have left us feeling full instead of completely drained like they usually do when we're in the city and have to have these difficult conversations. Yeah, it's just been such a beautiful rest as a community. Yeah.
I think that we so rarely get opportunities to do intentional healing, and I want more people to have access to that. So I would love for this to happen again next year. I would love for this to happen again in the spring. I would love for this to happen, you know, larger, on a more grandiose scale. I would love for us to take the model of what this farm gives to the community and be able to like build something like that for ourselves.
Building, yes, we are building. Together we're building, starting. Building.